Hello, and welcome back to the Healing Grounds. If you caught my first video, I talked about closure and why the conversation you're dying to have with your ex probably isn't going to give you what you think it will. It's worth watching if you haven't, but today we're talking about no contact. And I want to be candid with you right off the bat. I'm not here to sell you on this idea. I am just going to tell you what it is and why it matters, because I do think that's the only version of this conversation that actually helps anybody. So let's start out with what no contact is, because there's a lot of misinformation out there from some of the other breakup coaches, and some of it is wrong, some of it is downright harmful. No contact is not a trick. It's not some dark psychology manipulation tactic. It's not some 4D chess move to get your ex talking to you again within 30 to 60 days or any time frame for that matter. And if someone is selling it to you that way, it's because they're counting on you being in pain and not thinking clearly. No contact is exactly what it sounds like. You stop reaching out, you stop checking their social media, you stop browsing through old pictures or listening to their favorite songs or reading old texts. You give your ex, and more importantly, yourself, actual uninterrupted space. And you use that space to work on you. Not because it's some sort of strategy to win them back, but because it's something that you need right now. And that's the part I want to focus in on because that changes how we approach no contact. Here's where most people probably close the video because the second I say stop contacting your ex, your brain immediately starts building a case for why your situation is the exception to the rule. And I've heard it all. We were together for years. We have kids together. We work in the same building. We have the same friends group. We were literally talking yesterday and everything was going just fine. They reached out to me first. They said they still have feelings. I just want to say one more thing and then I'll stop reaching out, I promise. And I hear you. I understand all of it. And I will do a whole video on my situation is different because I do think that that deserves its own time. But right now, I want you to notice where your mind just went. The second space was suggested, it started looking for an out, to no contact being the answer. And that's not coincidental. That's exactly why we need to talk about it. Because here's what's going on. When you are in a relationship with someone and your brain will build a dependency on them, not in some grand way, but chemically and slowly and silently over time. And you don't even realize it. The routine, the comfort, the closeness, the physical presence, the day to day predictability, over time, your brain organizes itself around that person. They become a part of how you function on a normal day. And then they're gone. And your brain reacts the way it reacts when any dependency gets cut off. It panics. It starts looking for ways to get back what was lost. It tells you to call them, to text them, to drive past their place, or check their Instagram or Snapchat score at 1 a.m., or to just send the hey, I wanted you to know I'm doing okay and I hope you're doing well message that the both of you know has nothing to do with letting them know that you're okay or wishing them well. That impulse that you're feeling to reach out to them, that isn't love talking. That's withdrawal. And I say that without any judgment because I've been in the exact same spot and it is one of the most disorienting things that we can go through. But it matters that you understand what it actually is. Because if you think it's love, you're going to follow it every time. But if you understand its withdrawal, you can take a different path. So why does no contact actually work? For your ex, if getting back together is something that you want, every time you show up in their notifications, you are showing them the version of you that's in pain. It's anxious, desperate for reassurance or validation, emotionally unstable. And that doesn't mean that is who you are as a person, but it is who you are right now. And no matter how much they cared about you during the relationship, that version of you isn't the one they fell in love with. It doesn't make them miss what the two of you had. It only reminds them that their feelings were correct the entire time and that the distance that they've created with this breakup was the right call. Space, though, does something different. Space allows them to feel your absence. It lets them sit with the actual weight of their decision. If it lets them wonder how you are doing or if they made the right decision. It allows their brain to go back to the version of you that they actually fell in love with instead of knowing what you're up to every moment of every day and watching you struggle in real time. It allows their brain to go back to the happy memories, missing what the two of you did have. Now, there are no guarantees. Anyone promising you a specific outcome within 30 or 90 days is lying to you. But reaching out during this period almost always makes things worse, and space at least leaves the door open. That said, that is the secondary reason no contact works. The main reason is what it does for you. No contact isn't just about contacting or isn't just about not contacting your ex. It's not even about your ex. It's about getting your own sense of self back. Every time you check their profile or scroll through Facebook pictures of the two of you or reread old messages, send a text and then spend the next 4 hours staring at your phone, you're keeping yourself stuck in a feedback loop. You're feeding the negative emotions instead of letting them run out. You are choosing over and over to stay in it instead of moving through it. And I understand why. Because the alternative is sitting in silence. And the silence is scary. In the silence, you actually have to feel it. You have to face the fact that, at least for right now, this person is gone. That the future you had in your head does not exist, or at least not in the way you had planned it with them. And that you don't completely know who you are on your own right now. And that's a hard truth to sit with. But what I've seen over and over, the people who actually let themselves feel the silence, who ride every wave instead of immediately grabbing their phone to make the anxiety stop, those are the people who come out on the other side actually changed. Not just over the breakup, but changed. Clearer minded, more level headed, more certain of what they want and need, and what they won't put up with. The people who keep the loop going stay stuck, sometimes even for years. And that's not because they loved more deeply, but it's because they never let the healing process run its course. So, how do you actually do no contact? The concept is simple. Doing it is another story. You start with getting the pictures of the two of you off your home screen or out of your gallery. You don't have to delete them, just make them harder to access than one single tap away. And you do the same with your texts. Delete or archive the entire thread. The barrier between you sending a message needs to be higher than a single moment of weakness. You get off their social media. Unfollow, mute, block, do whatever you have to do. Checking on them constantly is only going to bring you to overthink. You're going to think they posted a sad song. They're hurting too. If they're hurting, that means they want me back, so I should reach out. Or even worse, who's that person they're taking a picture with? Why are they smiling? I'm already replaced. I never meant anything to them. There's nothing on their social media for you right now. This person is, for all intents and purposes, now a stranger to you. Just a stranger with a history. Watching their life from a distance while you're going through what you are going through, that's not staying informed. You're just hurting yourself on a schedule. You replace the urge instead of fighting it. When the desire to reach out hits you, and usually it will hit hardest early mornings or late at night when everything is quiet and still, you have to have something ready to redirect it. Write in your notes app. Or even better, pen and paper in your journal. Call a friend. Go outside for a walk. Go to the gym. The urge to reach out has energy behind it, and that energy needs to go somewhere. Willpower and gumption alone are not enough. And lastly, don't announce it. Don't send, I think I need space from you, so I'm blocking you and everything. I won't be in touch for a while message. That's not no contact. That's a last attempt to get them to reach out back to you, dressed up as a boundary. Just stop. Quietly. Your silence says everything. This person told you, maybe in other words, but in no uncertain terms, I no longer want you in my life romantically. And you should respect their decision if you have respect for them as a person. Maybe you feel like they made a mistake, so let them feel that absence. They ask you for space, so you give them a universe of distance. Become a ghost. No contact feels like giving up, I know. It feels like if you just go quiet, you're accepting that it's over, and you're not ready to accept that. I understand. But here's what I want you to sit on today. No contact isn't saying it's over. It's saying that right now, in this moment, reaching out is making things worse. For you, and for any shot at a healthy reconciliation. Think about that. That's all I ask. And you don't have to be okay with the breakup to do no contact. You just have to be willing to stop making it worse on yourself. That's all I've got for today. If this resonated with you, leave a like, subscribe, drop a comment, tell me where you're at in the process, what is making no contact hard for you right now, or what you'd like to see talked about in another video. Until next time.